Hello everyone. How are you doing? Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. This is Petal. Hope you are all doing good wherever you are. I hope you are having a wonderful day. And what is going on with our faves? Well, they are quiet. They are doing whatever they're doing in Montecito, and but life is going on. Life comes at you fast, and around them and around their wider family, real life is happening. And so today we got news that Charles has been diagnosed with cancer. King Charles is diagnosed with cancer, and we remember that Queen Betty apparently had the same thing, although her official death certificate said, I think it was like natural causes or something like that, it said. But apparently what has been seemed to be widely reported is that she did have bone cancer. And so we know that King Charles went into the hospital last week and had a procedure done for enlarged prostate, and apparently they did some tests and then came back today, and it is positive for cancer. So they put this out today. Apparently, not sure when he got the diagnosis. This is a photo of him out at Sunday service with Camilla and I guess the minister from the church. And so today, Buckingham Palace put out the statement saying, during the king's recent hospital procedure for benign prostate enlargement, a separate issue of concern was noted. Subsequent diagnostic tests have identified a form of cancer. His Majesty has today commenced a schedule of regular treatments during which he has been advised by doctors to postpone public-facing duties. Throughout his period, His Majesty will continue to undertake state business and official paperwork as usual. The King is grateful to his medical team for their swift intervention, which was made possible thanks to his recent hospital procedure. He remains wholly positive about his treatment and looks forward to returning to full public duty as soon as possible. His Majesty has chosen to share his diagnosis to prevent speculation and in hope it may assist public understanding for all those around the world who are affected by cancer. So, I'm telling you, cancer is a beast. I don't have enemies, but if I did, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. I mean, it takes out so many people. It destroys so many lives. And for me, no matter what I think about King Charles, I wouldn't wish this on him or anybody. And so whatever the treatments are that he's going to be going through, I wish him a speedy recovery. And again, it just goes to show, early, when you go in and you catch this stuff early, then they're able to treat it, hopefully, and prolong life. And so hopefully, again, as I say before, there's a lot of things I could knock King Charles for. This is not one of those. This is good. The fact that he's talking about it, he's putting it out there so men could see what he is going through, especially men, and go and get checked out, and maybe if there's anything there, again, they could catch it and hopefully extend life, or be able to get rid of it altogether. So again, I wish him a speedy recovery. I wish them a speedy recovery. And it just is very alarming. It was just like a week ago, it was just like, oh my goodness. And I'm not one, to be like all conspiracy theory, but it's very interesting because a lot of people have been bringing up today Nostradamus. So, Nostradamus, he predicted to the month when Queen Elizabeth was going to die. And they also said that King Charles's reign is going to be short. And it was very interesting because people are bringing us like, oh my gosh, is Nostradamus right? He did get Queen Elizabeth's death correctly. And so it's just like, oh my goodness, what is happening? So, I don't want to get too much into the conspiracy theory of things, but it just makes you go, it's one of those things that definitely makes you go, So very, very, very interesting. So, he was they were saying a couple of weeks before he comes back and start doing stuff. But with this diagnosis, he'll be out for a while. And so, the call has already started for Harry, you need to come back. It's already started. And we'll get there in a second. But it's so funny. I was thinking, and I saw on Twitter as well, people were thinking of Princess Diana, and thinking of just the things that's going on right now, the fact that it's only been a year and something that Charles has been king, but also thinking of all the things that they put Princess Diana through and denied her, and it just, part of me, I don't want to be like harsh or anything, but part of me can't help feel like, is this karma? Is this, and again, with stuff like medical stuff like this, you don't even want to think, but you can't help but think because of all that they put Diana through. And then it's just like, karma has been sitting on this island, and all of those people who have done stuff to Princess Diana, to Harry and Meghan. I mean, there have been a lot of stuff. We talked about it over and over and over in this podcast about all the things that's been going on with the people who have just done horrible things to Diana and Harry and Meghan. And, it makes you go, It definitely makes you go, Ancestors are out there looking out for our faves and protecting them, fingers crossed, protecting them. But also those who have been mean and horrible and miserable to Diana and her son and his family have really had to face karma. And so, anyways, moving on from that, and obviously, as I said, the calls has already been like, is Harry coming back? Is Harry coming? I mean, it's just like Harry is the savior of the family, it seems. But, lo and behold, BBC and Sky News are reporting that the Duke of Sussex will travel to the UK to visit King Charles in coming days after Buckingham Palace announced the monarch has been diagnosed with cancer. The BBC understands a source close to Prince Harry said that he has spoken to his father about the diagnosis. Sky News is another confirming the Duke of Sussex has spoken with King Charles about his cancer diagnosis and will travel to the UK to see him in the coming days, a source close to Harry says. And so, don't know what day he'll be there. Don't know if Meghan is going to come. I'm assuming Meghan will stay home with the kids. We know that they're supposed to be in Canada on the 14th to the 16th. So who knows what day? Maybe he'll go visit his dad and then they'll meet up in Canada. Don't know. I have no idea how this is going to work, how it's going to work. Maybe they'll both go together and go to Canada. Don't know. But it's very interesting because now they're like, Harry's going to be there in days. Remember the Ravek situation with court that Harry can't basically come back to the UK within 30 days, or at least you need to give them 28 days in order for them to provide security for him to get back to the UK and be safe. Does that mean that Harry will still be waiting 28 days for this? Or will they make an exception? Because, the king needs how that works. When Harry needs security, no, you have to wait for 28 days. But, we'll see what that situation will be like now that everybody wants Harry back. To be there for the king. So it'll be interesting to see what will happen with that. But apparently Harry's going to go back and visit his father. And I kept thinking about this, Harry is a better person than I would ever be. And I keep thinking like King Charles does not deserve Harry. He does not deserve a son who actually care about him, because for all the things that this man, and again, I don't wish anything bad on King Charles, and I wish him a speedy recovery. But when you look at how he has treated the people in his life, you think about, again, going back to how he treated Princess Diana, he made her life hell. And then how he has treated her son and his wife and kids. King Charles does not deserve Prince Harry. He does not deserve Prince Harry's love. He does not deserve Prince Harry's care. He does not deserve Prince Harry to leave California and come visit him because of all the horrible things he has done to this man. To the point of, even putting his coronation that nobody asked for on Prince Harry's son's birthday. the pettiness, the horribleness of King Charles. He does not deserve Harry rushing off to visit him. You think of, these are just some of the things, apart from, even when Harry was a kid, Prince Harry for attention for himself, and throwing Harry under the bus as a child. Then even more recently, and even using their own tabloid that they use, from the New York Post, King Charles removed Prince Harry, Meghan Markle's security to bring them to heel. We remember that Byline Times article, and we've been talking about it forever, how they removed their Harry and Meghan's security. King Charles would participate in that, in removing his security, and then alerting the press of where they are when they are the most vulnerable. And we know all the threats on Harry and Meghan's life, because Prince Harry refused to take out Kristen Jones's name from that court papers, naming him as the person who was leaking information to Dan Wooten about him and his wife. And then we all remember a couple years ago, actually 2021, when then Prince Charles tried to throw Harry under a bus over the cash for access, cash for unseen, claiming that he only got introduced to Mr. Mahfouz bin Mahfouz because Harry had already, Harry is the one that introduced him, which was a complete lie. Trying to get Harry to take the blame and the fall for the fact that he basically took money from Mr. Mahfouz for honors for one of those CBE that he ended up giving him in privacy when nobody else was there. He tried to throw Harry under the bus. And not only that, the Queen gave Harry Frogmore. What does Charles do last year? Kick Harry and Meghan out of Frogmore because of spite. The Queen gave that to him, and he took it away, taking away the only safe place that Harry had and Meghan and their family had to live in the UK. And we can't forget about him banning Meghan from going to Balmoral when the Queen died. I mean, that is just a few of the things, the horrible things that Charles has done. On top of being the royal racist. And so it's just like, you look at all these things, and the fact that Harry would still go, and we saw Harry, even when Charles put his coronation on Archie's birthday, Harry still left his son, went to the UK, made a 24-hour trip, go to the UK to be there for his father, and then rush back to California to be there with his son. Charles so does not deserve Prince Harry. Harry is so much of a better person than Charles will ever, 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 ever be. And while, again, I don't wish any ill on Charles, I can't help but know that he does not deserve this man as his son. He doesn't deserve it. And if Harry were to say, no, I'm not going, Harry would have every right. But Harry is a better man. Why? Because he's Princess Diana's son. If Harry talked about Princess Diana, instilled in him a set of values. And I would think this is part of that. That no matter what Charles is, Harry does not have to be like him. And so I'm telling you, King Charles, Harry's a better person definitely than me. Because I'd have to think really long, hard if I'd want to go. But again, Harry's going to go because why? He's a better man. And also, too, he's a father. And I'm sure he's probably thinking, you know what? Even if I messed up as much as my father, what would I want Archie? What would I want from Archie and Lily? And he is modeling the behavior that he wants his son and daughter to be able to imitate, which is so much more than he had. He's giving so much more than he ever had. And so, testament to this man, after all that he went through and after all that the royal family put him through, that he still has this kind of standard. Charles does not deserve it. He seriously does not deserve it. So... And it's so funny. One of our squatties brought this up, and I hadn't thought about this, but when I saw it, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, because remember a couple of years ago, it was the 1 year to the date, September, whatever date, when Harry and Meghan were in Dusseldorf to the date for Invictus, and they were there, and it was this amazing, and all the crowd was there, and all of that stuff. And then the minute they got back to the UK is when Queen Betty passed away. And it just kind of weird, right? And again, I don't want to think conspiracy theory, but it's weird because there it was all around this time. And this is when, oh my goodness, Harry and Meghan were doing this walkabout. I mean, the people of Dusseldorf were going crazy. And all of a sudden, these two royals that are no longer working had all this media attention and all of this stuff. And all of a sudden, boom, Queen Betty died and everything stopped. And then it's kind of weird, right? That here's Harry and Meghan again preparing for the year to the day for Invictus Vancouver. And all of a sudden, boom, King Charles has cancer. And again, I don't want to think of conspiracy theory, but it's like, that's interesting. That is so interesting. So right around the time for both of them, one Queen Betty passed, and then kind of basically stopped that momentum. Meghan's podcast had to be stopped. Everything had to stop for Queen Betty. And all of a sudden, here is Harry and Meghan gearing up for the year, gearing up for the year to going to Vancouver in about a week and something to celebrate and to get, everyone excited about the to Invictus 2025. And all of a sudden, boom, Harry's whole schedule is now, oh boy, now I got to go to England and visit my dad and try to figure out how it's weird. You don't want to think about conspiracy theories, but it's kind of weird that it's the second time this is happening. And it's like, huh. And I'm not saying that, King Charles's diagnosis is not real and it's all, but it's kind of weird that it's the same thing that happened 2 years ago. And it's like, huh, okay, very interesting. It can't help. You can't help, but it's just there. So anyways, but again, I come back to Princess Diana and Harry and, the kind of person and the kind of man Harry has become in spite of all of his troubles, in spite of all of the things that the royal family, the press, the whole, and their trolls, their royalist trolls have done to this man. It's just how amazing that he has turned out, that Princess Diana has instilled in him, as he said, a set of values that he has been living by, protecting your family, honoring people, being the person that he would like people to be to him. And he is Princess Diana's kid, man, believe in karma or not, but it's kind of just makes you go, But all I know is Princess Diana is out here watching over her kid. That's all I know. So anyways, that's it, guys. My dog is barking. Thank you so much for watching. That's it. Thank you so much to our awesome moderators. Lydia, Trish, Nelly, Karen M, Cookies and Cream, Black Queen. You are awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you to all of our wonderful 2 Cents crew. Some more I've had to add to this list, who support the channel on a monthly basis. You are amazing. And thank you all so much. And I appreciate your support in every single way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will catch you next time. Bye.